Hey yo, Stoic here. Hey, welcome to the Bedrock Guide. In this tutorial, we'll be making a gold farm. Yep, we're going to put a conveyor on it. All right, here's our farm right here. This farm's inspired by NavyNexus. This is actually going to be upgradable, and we'll be able to expand this to almost double our rates and definitely double the XP output that we can get from this farm. But yeah, this one, let's turn it on. One spot. This thing takes a little bit just to get going. Now we're going to start pulling in our zombified piglins. Instead of a water stream, we're going to be using this conveyor system to just quickly move them into this. They'll take a lot of fall damage, and then we'll just wrap it up with a trident killer. All right, you're probably wondering, what are the rates for this farm? This farm will get us about 7,300 rotten flesh. That's 7,300, 7,200 nuggets, and then 2,000 swords that we can smelt down, which will get us a total of 320 ingots. But after 1 hour after this smelting and all of the collection and combining, we'll get over 1,300 ingots, gold ingots, and then that's 16,500 items. Now this thing's already full. But the best thing about this farm is we quickly get these things in the kill chamber, and we can get the XP right away. You can just hear that XP coming in, and we can get from level 0 to 30 in 3 minutes. And then after an hour, if we sit here, we'll get almost 100 levels. I've gotten 98, 99 levels each time I've done this. All right, we're going to talk about mechanics really quick. If you want to get into the big details, you can check out my starter gold farm video. That will tell you more about what's happening in this farm. But in the meantime, just real quick, an observer clock to refresh the lava, which will fire spread these doors, which will light up the portal. And then we're going to be breaking that portal with some powdered snow. And as soon as the zombified piglins come in with this, we're going to be dropping them into our minecart conveyor. They're going to be moving really fast and dropping in really fast. We want these things dead quick. And yeah, this thing is set up for an expansion, which will come in another video. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be showing a storage system for this in this video. It will be coming out very soon, and that will handle quite a bit of resources or items coming from this farm and the expansion as well. And it will sort it and smelt it, and it'll be something you want. So yeah, let's start getting into this build. All right, so we talked about mechanics super briefly. Check out our starter gold farm video for more information about how this farm is going to work. But this is really key for our build in this one. And I got a lot of questions about it in my Wither Skeleton Farm video that uses some same mechanics here. So north, south, east, and west is very important to know. All right, so quickly, let's recap. In the overworld, and this is where we can build our farm, because this is how our zombified piglin nether portal spawning works, is you can see that that direction is east because the sun is rising, which means that is north. So we know our north direction. I'll just put a nice little pillar over here to tell us that this direction is north. And just as a reminder, and this is important because in our nether portals, zombified piglins will spawn on the east. So this is the east because the sun is rising, and the south. Whenever these things are lit up, they're going to be on the east or the south side of a portal. So in this build, we're going to get it set up for an east to west or north to south orientation so that they're spawning out this east side right here. So we can get rid of this to start, just to help us understand what's happening. All right, so with our portal being in the north-south orientation, we're going to be throwing or spawning these in the east side, and then we're going to be moving them to the north. Now, I'll show you real quick that these rails need to be set up in a certain orientation, just like this. They can't be connected. They're going to be like this. Once we power them on, just like that, they're going to be rocking. And once something enters one of these minecarts, they're going to be thrown to the north. We know north is this way because we got our pillar. So if it's not blocked improperly, we know that it's going to be going that direction. So I'll throw in like a little block right here with a button so that it will unload it at the very end. But if we drop in a zombified piglin, get in there, it will move in to our conveyor. Get out of here. We'll move it that way, and it finds its way through these things, and they can't make their way back out. You can see that it's throwing my piglins back to the north direction. So this is the mechanic of this farm. So once these things drop in, they have nowhere to go but to be in our minecarts, and they're going to get thrown into our trident killer. So earlier I said that we were not going to be using a storage system for these particular builds. That will come in another video because it is a little more involved, but we'll be set up to make this thing work. So we're going to go up 8 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to build our farm so that we've got room below. This is important, I guess, if you're down at Bedrock or you've got other farms in the area. So, yep, we're going to be up 8 blocks, and then we're going to put in a chest, which we'll replace in the storage system with something else. So we'll start with that. We'll do some hoppers coming in from behind, and then we'll have hoppers on top of each one of those pointing down either into the chest or into the other hoppers. So we should have a good orientation just like that. All right, the next thing we're going to do is grab our rails, and we're going to put in 3, break those to leave the curved piece, and then throw down a minecart with hopper. We can check that we've got the right positioning because we can drop in 64 items, and you can see that it's going down by 4, which means all 4 of these hoppers are grabbing items, which will end up inside of this chest. So here's our 64 again. To make sure our hopper with minecart stays right here, which is pretty important, we're going to be carefully not touch it, but we'll just go ahead and build this up. Maybe you've got other animals walking around in your area, or maybe you're experimenting with allays. Allays can fly in and just knock this thing off its tracks. So let's block it, and let's come over here and put another solid layer all the way across because we're going to be making our trident killer. Our AFK position is going to be right here. So we're not going to block ourselves. We'll grab some pistons. We're going to start like this, and then we're going to stagger it just like this to create our trident killer. Grab some more solid blocks just like this. Fill in these gaps, except for this one right here. We're going to put in a slab. While standing on the slab, let's grab some powered rails. I tested some of these trident killers, some recommendations from others online, and found that, this, if you use powered rails in the corners, this thing's going to work faster, which is exactly what we need. So let's put some powered rails in the corners, and then we'll grab our observers. Well, just like that, you can see the face is going to be looking at a powered rail. In this case, we're going to put it on the slab. I'm going to put this one here, and we'll just have one last one on top of this solid block. Grab your solid blocks and fill in all the openings above your pistons. This is how we're going to complete the circuit for our trident killer. All right, let's go ahead and drop in our trident just like that. We don't want to forget it just in case. And then we're going to have to put in a lever. So drop down onto your powered rail, and we'll have one out just like this. Right catty corners kind of diagonal. You can get rid of that. And then we'll drop in our lever right here. You can see that we energize that powered rail, and we'll turn it off, but the trident killer turns on. It's creating its own infinite loop. By powering one on, we're stopping the loop. So this is how we're going to keep this thing running. All right, now we're going to make a pillar of glass. You can use solid blocks as well, but on these 8 locations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going to be going up another 17 blocks in each of those locations so that we have a nice tall area so that our piglins can take damage and our trident killer will one-shot hit them so we can kill them faster. So let's go ahead and build those up. Okay, we got our 18 blocks going all the way up in those eight locations. So we're going to now be putting in our redstone ladder. To do that, we're just going to put in a redstone torch on top of this block, put some solid block on top of it, and then we'll put another redstone torch on top of it. We're going to go up just like that, and we're going to have 12 of these torches. It will be taller than the glass, but yeah, we'll cut to that in a second. Okay, we got 12 in place. If you did it right, our trident killer should be off, which means that powered rail is on, and our top torch should be on. You can see that they kind of alternate all the way up. So yeah, if you did that right, we can move on. All right, just to get started, what we're going to do is place our obsidian corner in here for our portal. This will be one edge of our portal. We'll build the rest of it in a little bit, but this will help navigate the rest of what we're doing. This is important because it'll help set us up for the upgrade later on. But yeah, so this is the bottom of our portal, and this is one of our sides. Once we've done that, we can break this out, and now we can go 21 blocks, 22 blocks counting this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 21 by 21 is the magic number here. 21 by 21 gives us 441 blocks, portal blocks, and that gives us the highest probability of a zombified piglin of dropping in to our farm whenever this thing is lit up. So yeah, after, math and probability stuff, it's about 48% chance every time you light it. So sometimes you get more than one, sometimes you won't get any, but it is the best chance in hard mode. And of course, that number goes down once you're in normal and easy mode. So yeah, let's start by putting this portal in 21 by 21. Okay, you'll see that we're even with the end here. That is 21 blocks. We don't need to put in another obsidian right here. You can if you've got extra, but we're going to go up here and then go up 21 blocks. Go ahead and put a block in on the top here. We're going to go back this way 21 blocks, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it because I'm in creative. I know I can do things a little bit faster, but here we go. Don't need that other one. Now we've got a portal that is that big, pretty big. And what you can do is test it with some flint and steel. Make sure this thing is the right size. Yep, there we go. Unfortunately, we did not get any zombified piglins on this strike, but we can try it again. I'm in creative, so I can break it pretty easy. And we should get one sometime soon. There it is. Of course, we want to get rid of it before it gets annoyed by us. So, all right, we know that we've got this portal the right size. So now we can get our rail system in. Go ahead and grab your levers, and we're going to go ahead and turn on these levers as well so that we can get our activator rails on before we start encasing this. So just make your way all the way down. You can just stand here and come all the way across and finish that up. All right, the levers are on there and they're in the on position. So now what we can do is put in some temporary blocks under here, or just regular blocks if you want to. This is going to help us get our rails in the correct orientation like we talked about earlier. So what we can do is just start all the way down here, and you can see that this is the orientation we want, just like that. So a little trick, if you are going in a south to north orientation for your portal, you can just put in regular rails just like that, and or just activator rails just like this. And then of course break these, save them for the upgrade a little later because we're going to need those in another video. But yeah, now all of these are on. We can test it real quick. Drop that on there. Yep, they're working. So let's go ahead and close this on both sides so we can put some glass underneath our portal. Oops, a little too far. Bring this up a little bit just in case they like to fall on top of this glass. I like to put it up a couple blocks. And then we can just put one row all the way back on this side. And let's put in our mine carts. And we should be rocking and rolling. All right, to make sure our zombified piglins are going where we want them, we can build up each one of these sides a little bit, just like this. And in fact, we have to put in 2 blocks right there as well, and a button in that location. This button will force them to fall in here. If there's nothing there, then they'll kind of sit right here and clog the whole system up. So this button is pretty important for this farm. All right, let's just drop one more glass block here. And you're probably going to need to step up a little bit on this next spot. I can float, can't. So we're going to put a piston right here, right next to this tallest torch. This piston will help lock out the portal so that we don't use it when we don't want to. Say you're putting in a new portal system, you don't want to attach to this thing. So it'll lock things out and things can't summon. Then we're going to take some solid blocks just like this and just come out. And what we can do then is put in our sticky piston right underneath it. And then we'll drop a redstone block right next to that. This one extends because it's next to an energized torch. This one does not because this is not an energized block. So with that in mind, we can then build up our power or our comparator clock for our dispenser. So what we can do is put a 2x2 platform kind of catty corner to this redstone block. We're going to come out on this side, 1, 2 blocks. Come out 1, 2, 3. We'll just do 3 just to make it easy, and grab our dispenser and put it right there. To show our clock then, we need to put our comparator in. The 2 prongs need to be over here. So once the redstone block is extended, it will be in front of this and we'll start the clock. So we can go ahead and put this in negative mode, create the loop around here so that it does create a clock, and we'll come off of it just like this so that this dispenser will be going on and off, throwing out powdered snow, bringing it back in just as fast. And this is what breaks our portal moving forward. Before we move on from this dispenser, throw our powdered snow bucket in here. We cannot use water here because it will flow and destroy all of these minecarts and rails in the area, and that's not going to help us. So let's go ahead and put that in, and then we're going to come over to this side, grab some solid blocks just so you can bridge out a little bit here, just like this, and we're going to put in a block diagonal just like that, throw in some redstone dust, and then we can grab another sticky piston, and this one we might need a temporary block, and then we'll put in our block right there. Let's grab some more temporary blocks we can get on this side of the piston. Grab an observer and have it pointing this direction. Make sure it's got the red dot facing north in this orientation. So we can break these blocks right here. They are temporary, don't really need them, but we can jump up here now, and we're going to finish our lava fire spread that'll help ignite our portal all the time. So this sticky piston will extend when we hit the lever down below, and we'll complete the observer clock. All right, let's go ahead and fill this in. This is a temporary block just to get us going. Come all the way across, just like this. We'll come across one block just like that, temporary block. And then we're going to come all the way across the top just like this. You can go ahead and put a block right there and right here. This is to help contain our lava once we get it in. So we're going to put in some stationary observers here, and we'll start by jumping on top and placing one right here. This arrow and red dot should be facing you the entire way down in this direction. So once we get to the end, just try not to fall off here. It might get a little tough. You might have to break a block or two to make it work. So, yep, you have to get back just a little bit. All of these arrows should be pointing south. Close up that side and come back over here and see that this observer is down below because of the sticky piston. Once we hit the lever down below, it will push it up, completing the circuit, which will allow our lava to refresh very quickly and cause our fire spread to happen on these doors. So go ahead and put this block back on there, and we'll just put doors all the way down. You have them facing the other way if you want to. And then we're going to grab our lava bucket, and we're going to start on this side and go 1, 2, 3, and on the fourth one, place one. And we can just slowly let this thing creep out. You'll notice that fire spread is on, but we've got that piston extended over there, so no portal is going to light right now. So Let's go 1, 2, 3. And on the fourth one, we can do this. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we can see that we can put one right here. So start 1, 2, 3 and put one on the fourth one. And these will extend exactly the way we want them. So now we're looking pretty good. In fact, we're done. So let's grab our looting 3 sword. Oof. This farm is, if you want a lot of loot, get this looting 3 sword. This is why we do things in a trident killer. You can see that we've got things turning on. Everything's flowing now. Everyone's moving. Join the party. Come on, piglins. Yeah, I love this farm. It will get us so much XP, so much loot. Look at all this stuff just coming in here. Yeah, this is the farm. Whoa, look at that. All right, thanks everyone for joining me on this tutorial. This has been a lot of fun. I've got 2 other videos coming out for the storage system for this that will handle the upgrade as well. So 2 more videos on the way. And yeah, the next one will get you from 0 to 30 in 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is pretty crazy. And it's just one more portal. Yeah, we got this thing figured out. So yeah, hope you liked it. Hit that like button. And if you want to see new content when it comes out, hit that subscribe button too. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.